Hi everyone, let's solve this problem here. And the question says we should solve completely. So we want to get the three solutions. By the way, how would you know that you're going to get three solutions? Let's take a step. Y squared over 3 is equal to 3 squared over y. Now at this point, cross multiply. Yeah, that's what you should do. So that we have y squared times y, that will give us y cube, and then 3 times 3 squared, that will give us 3 cube, right? Now you will know that you're going to get three solutions because this is having a degree of 3. If you have the power to be 3, then you're going to have three solutions. So how do we now get the solutions? By comparison, we can see that our y is 3, but that will give us just one solution. So to get the three solutions, do this. To get the three solutions, bring the 3 cube to the left hand side. So if we do that, this is what we are going to have. And do you know that this is one of the identities in mathematics? An identity, because if we see this, we know what to do already. So remember that if you have a cube minus b cube, difference of two cubes, right? And it is equal to a minus b multiplied by a squared plus ab plus b squared. This is what you have. So from here now, we are going to put in the values of a. Our a from the equation is y, and then our b from the equation is 3. So let's put them into this problem right away, as we have our a minus b to be y minus 3. Then in place of a squared, we are having y squared, right? Plus ab, that will be y times 3, and it's 3y, plus b squared is y squared. Sorry, b squared is going to be 3 squared, and 3 squared is 9. Okay, so close that, and then you equate to 0. So at this point, we know that we are multiplying this and this to get 0. So we will say that either of them must be equal to 0. Because imagine that you have a times b to be 0. So what do you say? It is either the a you have is 0, so that 0 times b is 0, or the b that you have is 0, so that a times 0 will still be 0. So the same thing we are going to do right there. We will now have y minus 3 to be equal to 0, or y squared plus 3y plus 9 will be equal to 0. So from the linear part, we know that y is equal to 0 plus 3. And then the value of y from that part is equal to 3. So we have one of the solutions already. Remember, I said we were going to have three solutions. So the next step is to pick this equation here and then solve it. That is already a quadratic equation, and from there, we are expected to have 2 more solutions added to this to give us 3 solutions. So I'm going to pick it. Okay, so this is the quadratic equation. How do we solve it? We are going to use the formula, which is y equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. Now, some of you will be expecting me to write x here, right? It is not always x. What you're looking for in the equation will be the subject. So now let's get our a, b, c. A is the coefficient of y squared. that is 1. B is the coefficient of y, which is 3. And C is a constant, which is 9. Okay, C is a constant, which is 9. So let's put all of them into the equation, into the formula rather, so that our y will be equal to, in place of minus b, we'll write minus 3 plus or minus, we have b squared, that's going to be 3 squared, minus 4 times 1 times 9. 4 times 1 times 9, because a is 1 and c is 9. So this is divided by 2 times 1. Now from here, what do? We have y to be equal to minus 3 plus or minus, we have the square root of 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 9 is 36. So we have our 36 over here, and we are dividing by 2 times 1, which will give us 2. Okay, so from here, let's go. Our y will now be minus 3 plus or minus, we have the square root of 9 minus 36 is minus 27. This is all over 2. So what I will do now is to pick out this negative. So I'll have minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 27 multiplied by the square root of negative 1. You can see that I brought out the negative. So this is divided by 2. Yeah, it is divided by 2. And from there, we have y to be minus 3 plus or minus, we have 27, which can be written as 9 times 3, then multiply by the square root of negative 1, which is imaginary. We put I there. This is all over what? Over 2. So from here now, y is going to be minus 3 plus or minus, square root of 9 is 3. 3 times I is 3i. So we will now have root 3, because 3 is not a perfect square. This is all over 2. Now we have another solution. As a matter of fact, a 2-in-1 solution. Sorry, I wrote that out of sight. Now let's get the 3 solutions together. Before now, we got y to be equal to 3. Let's call that our y1. Then from here, we get our y2, which is minus 3. I'll pick only the plus. Then I have 3i square root of 3. Then we divide this by what? By 2. This is the second solution. Then the third solution, y3, is equal to, we have minus 3. Okay, minus this time around, we have 3i root 3, as we divide all through by 2. So we have the 3 solutions already. Thank you for watching.